Hi, friends. Me, Satirical. I was talking with fans people. Obviously enough, but respect the process. Come on now, respect the process. This is something that a lot of people don't do in general. In some sense, I was guilty of that tonight with my dad, but he was guilty of it right back at me, I guess you could say. He comes in and he wants to talk to me about stuff, right? But he doesn't want me to talk to him about the stuff that he's talking to me about. He just wants me to stand there and listen. If I do try to talk and offer suggestions, his process is ridiculous, frankly. Um, he's having this, my father, he's having this very fretful engagement in his head with the notion that because my mom screams sometimes when she's being changed or moved to the bathroom or yada yada, that the caregiving place isn't going to accept her, or that they're going to accept her and then kick her out. But he's trying to plan vacations predicated on the idea that he's going to be able to get this caregiving, and he's very back and forth and back and forth. Just like every day he wants to wring his hands about the fact that they might kick her out. I say to him, "Do you want my feedback? Do you want my input?" Yeah. And then I'll start saying something. It's time just okay, John. It's an FETE thing, right? My take on it is, don't worry. If you leave it in my hands, I will position it such that they can't possibly get out of doing what they're doing. But they commit to doing. They want your money. They don't want to return mom. She's not that difficult. It's like all the NI shit. It says all the NI factors. They're not gonna get rid of her. Like the problem that she has or will pose for these people is very short, and it only persists for as long as she's being moved. Define SI. Well, introverted sensing in its most native aspect is awareness of how your body feels. I'm engaging in introverted sensing right now, insofar as I'm pushing out my muscles to make them a little less tense. But I'm not really paying a lot of attention to it. I'm certainly not fixating on like either how good it feels or how successfully I'm doing this thing. I'm just sort of trying to loosen up a little bit. Hi, friends. Hi, Bruce Wayne. So, SI, like any cognitive function, is a way that people pay attention all right, well, that's kind of what I'm going to get into tonight. So, like, when we're talking about a cognitive function, this is a perfect example. We might, with cognitive functions, people are constantly mistaking the map for the territory. Right now, I'm using a cognitive function. I'm using a cognitive function. What does that mean? I'm just being, right? I'm being through time. I'm saying words, and I'm expressing myself, and I'm answering questions and whatever. What do you mean I'm using a cognitive function? Of course, remember, that's a metaphor. I'm not using a cognitive function. Instead, being a human person necessarily means exhausting the finite resource of time. Okay? I have a day, I can and necessarily will exhaust it. I might exhaust it by sitting on the couch. I might exhaust it by digging a hole. I might exhaust it by flying a kite. I might exhaust it by live streaming. Doesn't matter how. The thing is, being exhausts time. So, we could think of time as the gasoline for your ontological car. Except an ontology is not a car. It's a gasoline-powered something. Okay. So, the thing is, we take time and we convert it into being. And the way we do that is through paying attention to things. Observation is something that every individual can do. They can observe actively, which is to say, remain silent and observe something. Presumably, either actively looking for some piece of data or passively observing, open to whatever information or intuition one might have about the data that one has drawn from the environment by the power of observation. So you could say then cognitive functions are a map that we use to explain why when some people manifest or be, they convert their time into being in ways that are consistent with how they've converted time into being before, but can be dramatically inconsistent with how other people convert time into being. And there needs to be some sort of explanation for that. Now, we have this word called personality, which describes all aspects of the self that persist across time unchanged. The word personality existed before personality theory existed. And the reason is because it's pretty obvious that most people are the same person, more or less, in their affect, their display, their just sort of way they are when they're little kids, when they're teenagers, when they're 20-somethings, when they're 40-somethings. If you could travel time and accidentally run into me in the past, you would definitely know it was me. There'd be no mistaking me. Even if you didn't hear, even if you couldn't see me, let's say. So you couldn't physically see me, but you could hear me. On the other side of a wall. You probably go, Jesus Christ, it sounds like a young host Eric. Some of the same words even. Wow, it's got to be him. What does that tell you? Well, it means there's an NI part of philosophy and being and conceptualization that's correct about people. People are examples of archetypes. Now, archetype I'm using very loosely here. They are examples of cognitive configurations. And those configural differences will cause them to play different roles in society according to their strengths and weaknesses and stuff. Behavior in set circumstances is predictable and identifiable, similar to fingerprinting. I mean, the thing is, you can certainly predict behaviors, and you can probably the best way to predict it is to really understand cognitive functions. If you wanted to see, like, I don't know, talking to my dad, the answer to the question he has is my domain. Let me deal with it, but he won't let me deal with it. David wants to deal with it, but David's way of dealing with it is come out and and talk it out with me, but I not actually listen to what I say because he's talking it out with typical TE-NI polar. Yeah, it's like, okay, Dad, just that's the thing. What does NI polar tell you? The person is using NE too much and in the wrong way, kind of. Just like I'm probably using FE too much and in the wrong way. Like when I watch my dad ideating out possibilities for shit that isn't a problem yet. He's always trying to anticipate problems. Uh, and that's fine. Anticipating problems is fine. It's this habit he has of ideating out solutions to problems that he hasn't actually established the problems yet. It's like, okay, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time going through contingencies that may never happen, all the possible steps? You can do that later. That's what I always think with shit like that, If we'll do it when it comes up. When, all right, this is actually a problem. Okay, now let's do the ideation on it. Why are we wasting our time ideating about things that might never turn out to be problems? It's another medium you probably find of interest. I don't know. I need sleep. Um, what would be an excellent alternative to a palm reading would be a scrotal read, because the scrotum has lots of different lines on it. You can really get a lot of meaning out of a scrotum. Climb a tree and sleep on the treetop, but attach yourself with the harness in case you fall. So, I want to share with you a very special episode of Growing Pains, in which we learn that one of Alex's uncles has a drinking problem. All right, this is not actually that, though. This is, and I believe it was Family Ties, not Growing Pains, also. So I mixed my 80s TV metaphors. This, instead, is a new song. The video's not done yet because I'm going to include some dancing from Rachel and stuff. But check out the song. I don't know what you think. It's not, it's not on final print. I'll probably mess it a little bit more. Although it seems like it's pretty clean in the mix and shit. I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you have any thoughts. Eric, I'm trying to understand the problem I have when in conversations I know the point the person is going to make and I cut them off answering. Always people will get mad. I'm just trading what somebody's going to say and then trying to spike it. Or, well, people don't like that, The thing is, if you try to spike it, like I would get frustrated with Kimberly, with Candace, because I'd spike shit out ahead of time. But I'd say, now listen, we're going to talk about this. I'm anticipating you're going to say A, B, or C. Here's the answer to A. I'm going to talk about right now. No A, okay? B, here are your possibilities of B. If you choose B, then you choose meow, meow. I don't want to hear anything else about B. But no C, because C, no. Like right away. Like, come on. Blah, blah, A, blah, blah, blah. You go, no A. No, I spiked that out. I already explained it. If you're going to talk about A, you answer my spike first before you start presuming A is even on the table. Since I spiked it, that means it's not on the table until you answer the spike. What would that mean for SC Polar? Are they too busy revisiting or contemplating past experiences? They want to be in the present moment. It's not past experiences primarily. It's extroverted intuition. See, it's like I had a lot of shit on my mind and whatnot. All just walk mindlessly away from something important that I'm doing because, or like when I was driving on the freeway trying to go to the hospital to see Rachel, I had so much on my mind that I missed the exit. I missed it on 2 separate occasions. I just drove right past it. And I was like, where am I? What the fuck am I doing? I was just so lost in my head. I wasn't remembering things. I was considering a lot of possibilities. Possibilities for things where their calculus of possibilities is a good idea. Not stupid shit like my dad wants to calculate the possibilities of. My dad doesn't get that my mom's she's not set where she is. She's in an ongoing fast change process. Like every week she's different. He doesn't get that you're not going to be able to make decisions based on what you know from the past. It's like, my conception of SI is that it is conformity. How is that false? Conformity with what? I mean, do you mean social conformity? It might be the case that SIFE people are social conformists, but that wouldn't be from the SI. SI is ultimately, I mean, they're not very conformist. They're traditional, but they're not very conformist in the sense that they know best with their own knowledge and they don't care what the truth is. And they don't care what everybody says, really, even. If you're an SI Dom, you know from experience, from knowing your SI knows, and that's all. You don't need to know anything else about knowing. Imagination relates to possibilities to the future, and the future relates to inception. Hi, kitty freshness pants. What a wonderful, 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 wonderful kitty friend. I'm constantly being re-astonished by your wonderful beauty. Yes, I am, BB. Yes, I am. White nationalists, huh? Boy, racism is absolutely so just obviously doomed by reality that people still talk about it at all. It's just silly. Like, I can't go anywhere, do anything, engage with anybody without, having to endure varying shades of skin color. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like everyone be uniform, okay? I want everybody the same shade of skin color. I don't care what shade it is. I just want everybody the same shade. Why? Because otherwise, it's unfair because some people have an advantage when it comes to having to wear sunscreen. And obviously, everything has to be equal all the time. So the government needs to start dyeing all of our skins so that we don't. We're not at an unfair risk of getting a sunburn. Government owes me that. The government owes me. Racism doesn't exist because race doesn't exist. No, racism does exist, but I think it's doing it too much service to call it racism. It's just random. It's just groupism. Groupism is all bullshit. Now, the fundamental flaw with any groupist idea is that you can confer this identity onto somebody else that is that follows from their group rather than includes their group as part of their identity. What the fuck is mixed? Well, I would guess half dead, half alive. Because on mine, it says certificate of live birth. So if you have a certificate of mixed birth, probably part of your body's dead and part of it's alive. That's my guess. But yeah, I don't want to make you guys jealous or like brag or anything, but I was alive birth. Totally alive birth. Not kidding. What are you yelling about? Are you meowing about your mom's face again? Why are you constantly meowing about your mom's face, Piggy? Why? Why? Tell me why. Listen, everybody. Thank you for coming to hear my speech. Today, I'm going to talk about racism. Racism is the worst thing that ever happened to anything. If you are white, you're racist. And if you are racist, then you're no good. Racism hurts everybody. Black people, brown people, black people, everybody. Racism is bad, and we should do something about it every day. You know, change starts at home. So, like, if you're at home and one of your family members says something racist, like, I oppose taxes or the government's bad or something like that, and you tell them you're racist and you put a sign up at your front lawn, don't come here, racist here. So, have you woken up yet? Is this an eye-opening experience for you? I don't blame you. I recently learned about racism the first time myself. I was shocked. I don't know if you know, but there was a time when people, just because they were black and had black skin, they were treated a lot worse than others. That is the horrible, hideous, horrible face of racism. If you want to be racist, go be racist somewhere else. Because society's number one problem is racism. Thank you for listening to my speech on racism. Remember, we're all the same. We're all different races, and black people and brown people are more important than us. The end. Thanks, Herbert. That was Herbert. My friend Herbert came over to give a little speech. You're welcome, Jose. He's not a very strong speech maker, you know. He does his best. You're welcome, Herbert. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's that link? I wonder how I could get this thing off of my phone into the browser. I guess I'm gonna be streaming in a different location right now. Taylor and I are gonna stream about racism. I'm gonna invite Herbert, I think, maybe to talk about it some, because it's an important topic. Check Messenger. Oh, Facebook Messenger. Aha. I get it now. You use the element of surprise. StreamYard. I got your StreamYard in my pants. I got a yard of stream coming out of my dick. Okay, I guess I gotta end this live stream to do this, or what? I do, huh? Okay. Before I go, I want to tell you one last thing.
If you see somebody out there being racist, what that means is they hate their racist. And you can't let them tell you what to do. Okay? It's like, if you see a black person, go up to them and say, hey! And invite them over to your house. The only way you're not racist. Of course I smoke poles. I'm not a bigot. Spacey joke. I've been lurking for 20 minutes. You've been lurking? God damn it, Jake Forrest. I've indicated on multiple occasions people are going to hang around my yard. Will they please do so in an open and transparent fashion instead of lurking? My gosh. I think I'm going to be joining Taylor's live stream, though. So I will see you guys later. Why don't you join us over on Taylor's live stream?